If the Lakers win Tuesday night, tomorrow night, they play defending champ Denver in the first round. Nuggets have beaten the Lakers, of course, 8 straight times, including that 4-game sweep in last year's conference finals. So, Allie, what needs to change for the Lakers to beat the Nuggets in a 7-game series if that comes to pass sooner than later?
Again, Skip, that is the biggest question. That is the question of the day for just about every team in the NBA. And look, you tip your cap to the Denver Nuggets. They have proven it. They've shown it, having beat the Lakers dating back to the regular season of 2023. But I think it just comes down to the little things. It comes down to the execution. I think the one thing in the 8 games played is the results have just been so similar. The games have just been so similar.
They have.
You know, it's come down to the stretch, especially the most recent ones. But if you're going to find a way to, whether it's defensively, try to keep their role players or their guys like a Jamal Murray less efficient because they've been just that efficient against the Lakers in these matchups, your ability to disrupt Nikola Jokic as much as possible. I think the biggest thing here that has separated the Denver Nuggets in terms of how they compete against the Lakers versus just about any other team in the league is when it comes to Anthony Davis and LeBron James at the forefront of it all, the one thing that they have on their side is, I talked to Mike Trudell a lot about this, you know, Lakers reporter who's just a hoops junkie, their ability to get downhill into the rim with ease versus just about any team in the league, but also protect the paint and protect the rim. They can do that on both sides of the basketball at a high level. I think the one thing that we've seen, whether it's the growth of Nikola Jokic, whether it's pairing him with the size and the strength of Aaron Gordon on that back line, for whatever the case may be, their ability to get downhill offensively is not as easy, and it disrupts the flow offensively. And so finding different ways to exploit them, hitting the open shot, you know, those little decisive decision-making moments that have to be elite when you face the Denver Nuggets is something that I guess, obviously, not I guess, is that you certainly know as a Lakers squad, you have to be ready for.
Yeah, and in particular, the last 6-7 minutes of a game, the fourth quarter. Because for the most part, the first 3 quarters, we're right there neck and neck, you know, swapping scores, whatever you want to call it. It's the last little 6 minutes of the game that they go on 10-2 runs.
Oh, yeah.
12-4 runs, where the Lakers are just missing the shots, goofing around, turning the ball over, and then allowing Murray and Joker to just completely manhandle them to a whole nother level. Now, I get into it with Skip all the time about the Western Conference Final last year and how certain players on our team kind of ran out of gas a little bit. They just was fatigued for playing so long. That's why I think this is a perfect opportunity for the Lakers to see them in round 1, depending on, you know, I think we're going to get past the Pelicans tomorrow night and then look forward to going to Denver and challenging them in round 1. It'll be totally different, in my opinion, in the Western Conference Final, or even the 8 regular season losses that we've seen them come up with, or the 8 straight regular season losses.
Okay, here's the point and the difference. Against Sacramento in the last 8 games, they have truly owned the Lakers because they just blow the Lakers off the floor. De'Aaron Fox, you got no answer for him. This is different because in 7 of these 8 games, it has been, as you pointed out, it goes to the wire. But the wire hits about at the 4-minute mark, and then all of a sudden, Joker and Jamal just say, okay, it's time, we got this. And they take the game over. This is just me. And by the way, I'm going to suggest the last time we saw these 2 teams meet, it was March 2nd out here. And with 4:11 left, LeBron drives it to the cup and lays it up high off the glass and makes it, and you're up 2. So you're up 2 with 4:11 left, and you get blown off the floor over the last 4 minutes of the game, and you lose by 10 points. That's hard to do. But it was same song, 8th verse. Well, okay, you're better than that. This is why early, late, I don't care. I'd love to see the drama of it be the conference finals, but it's shaping up like it's going to happen, to your point, that you wanted sooner than later. It's going to happen first instead of last. And you like that because LeBron could be fresher now against them.
Well, the team in general, think about it, over the last dozen games or so, the Lakers are above average, right? And now you look at rolling in from Memphis, rolling in from the road trip where they went 5-1, rolling in from the Pelicans. You're going into something on a positive note.
Good. All right. It is time for LeBron bleeping James and Anthony bleeping Davis just to say, that's enough of this. It's time for them, with 4 minutes left in the game, to say, watch this, we got this, because they're highly capable, both of them, as you suggest, they can be, when they are right, when they take it up one more notch, they're the most dynamic duo in basketball, and you can have Joker and Jamal all you want, but I'll take LeBron and AD. Like yesterday at New Orleans, they flipped a switch that other teams don't have. If they would go flip that in game 1 or game 2 at Denver and steal one of those games, don't steal it, just take it and go home 1-1, I would like their chances going back, because they're good enough to do this. But they have to lock in at the, maybe the 6-minute mark, the 4-minute mark, somewhere in the fourth quarter. You have to say, okay, we did this, we got to this point, now we have to take this home. If they need to get Austin Reeves more involved, he did in those 4 fourth quarters. He got to shoot 8 times. He made 7 shots against Denver last year in the 4 fourth quarters.
So maybe his touches increase.
And he made all 4 of his 3-point shots, and they were all big shots. Maybe trust him a little bit more to take, if you get an open shot, a kick-out shot, let him take it, because I think he's got big guts. I think he'll make those shots.
Austin Reeves?
Yeah, he just does. So rely on him. Trust him a little bit more. I just think at some point after 8 games, LeBron's been doing this a long time. He's proud. We can go back and forth about whether he's the greatest player ever. Obviously, I'm Jordan all day and all night, but still, this is LeBron James with that kind of pedigree. At some point, you just say no. Like, that's enough of that. Don't you agree that they're just highly capable of doing this?
Yes, I wait in them back pockets, and when he's trying to barrel down on you in the post, you got to just stand pat until you get that help.
They tried Rui on him
but it
last year.
But it didn't work.
Not big enough.
Just not big enough.
Yeah.
I mean,
but Anthony Davis is plenty big.
Yeah.
Plenty big.
Yeah.
But to do it over the course of a 7-game series, that's where kind of some depth of maybe a Christian Wood, because you go back to that 2020 bubble season, and I understand the Joker has won 2 MVPs since. He's a completely different player. But what did he have alongside of him? Dwight Howard. He had size. He had strength. I believe Nikola Jokic tipped his cap in terms of that being the hardest series, correct?
Yeah.
I think, too, even outside of neutralizing, which good luck, easier said than done, I think, too, going back to that March 2nd meeting, sitting on the podium listening to whether it was Rui Hachimura, whether it was LeBron James, just it was like their wheels were spinning in terms of, why can't we figure this out? What do they have on us, despite their greatness and their ability to come together as a championship team? D'Angelo Russell can be a big factor in this. We talk about guys like Austin Reeves hitting big shots. This is a guy who I think has a chip on his shoulder dating back to last year's Western Conference Finals. A guy who down the stretch was being told that he could potentially be traded from this franchise. He rose to the occasion and beyond. So there's a lot of different elements, too, that I think can support that of LeBron James and Anthony Davis, because I agree with you. They're absolutely 100% capable, but the task is not an easy one.
No, not at all. And when I say cancel him out, if he scores 32, I need you to get 27. If he has 15 boards, I need you to get 12 boards. You know, that's canceling out to me. That's pretty even to me. I don't want to look up and Joker has 45 and you got 17. That's not going to help us win.
But I told you, I gave you the numbers earlier. Over the 4 games last year, Joker was 28 with 15 rebounds. AD was 27 with 14 rebounds. That's for those 4 games.
Yeah, but the other crew, I need the other crew.
Okay, but there's one other stat. The third number across the board
was the assist.
Joker averaged 12 assists a game. 12 for 4 games. That's silly. That's like, that can't be.
Yeah, but if he's getting those 12 assists, Allie, where are the defenders on those guys that's getting those buckets? Where are the defenders? Because you got to figure most of those are in half-court sets. Most of those assists are in half-court sets. It's not like they're running the floor. They're running the floor with him in fast breaks.
No, the masterclass that LeBron James put on yesterday in the first quarter when it came to passing.
Yeah.
The basketball.
Oh, well, yeah, 13 assists.
Same effect with Nikola Jokic. Yeah. Your ability as players like that, which very few in this league are able to do so, to have that kind of impact and effect, I mean, it's demoralizing as a defense. And so from that standpoint, you have to, it's a triple threat. He is a triple threat no matter where he is on the floor. And then he's only added to it growing as a defender, which makes it that much more difficult for the Lakers. Do I think that that they're going in and they can't get past? No. But, I mean, this is as good as you've seen when it comes to
Keyshawn, you know what happened last year. Rui was primary and AD was shadowing and shadowing, and then all of a sudden Joker looks over his shoulder and there's Aaron Gordon, and he flips it to Aaron Gordon and he dunks it. Okay, so there you go. And by the way, Aaron Gordon does a really nice job on LeBron because he's big and strong. He can sort of man up against LeBron and match his physicality in ways a lot of defenders can't. So they're a tough matchup for the Lakers. But you still like the Lakers to figure it out.
Why wouldn't I? I'm not like you.
just-
I'm not like you. I'm not all of a sudden because my team loses a game or two throwing jerseys in the trash can and doing all that. So I don't do that.
Yeah,
I roll with them.
I think you will if they get swept again. Somebody's jersey is going in the
swept
trash.
again, then we'll be probably looking at a new team next year.
You think so?
If they get swept again, chances are it's going to be a different roster.
You could be looking at a new coach, but that's
I didn't say anything about the